One of the main methods of communication still used as standard by many customer service teams is email. Luckily, Dynamics Customer Service allows emails to be converted to case records based on rules which can be configured in the system. Now in this video, I'll demonstrate how we can configure case records to be routed to an omni-channel enabled queue when it's created. Now when configuring an omni-channel channel, we need to do this from the channel area, and in this instance, we're creating an entity record channel. Now this example will be for the case record, and it should be noted that there are slightly different steps required if configuring a different entity, for example, an order or IoT alerts. A workstream record must be created and associated with the entity record. And when creating the workstream, check that the workstream has the entity we're configuring the channel for. Now in this instance, it would be cases. And also ensure, now this is very important, ensure that you select your preferred option from the work distribution mode. The options are pick and push. Setting this to pick allows an agent to select the case from a list available in the queue, while push automatically assigns the case record to an agent based on configured rules. Now, once you've saved the workstream record, you will not be able to change the value, and you will need to recreate the record to do this. Now, when the case is created, it can be routed to a team based on routing rules. Omnichannel and D365 customer service actually share the same routing rules when it comes to the entity channel. And going to the routing rules tab allows us to create routing rules set against that entity channel and then specify the rules needed. You can configure rules such as high priority cases or even route based on the origin of the cases. For example, portals versus emails versus, external API. Now, ensure that the queue selected is actually omni-channel enabled before saving the rules, and then don't forget to actually activate the rule once you've saved it. Now we could think that that's it. And for D365 customer service, you would be right. However, for the omni-channel experience, there is one additional step required, and that is to turn on the flow. Now, in the default solution, there is a flow entitled Entity Records Distribution Flow, which overrides the routing rules. It creates a conversation record and it routes the record to the appropriate omni-channel queue. Now, if this flow is not turned on or correctly configured, you will not see the entity record in the omni-channel experience. Now the flow has been created specifically for the case routing experience. Now, as mentioned before, there are different steps required for other entities. When you're in the flow, there are a few things that we're going to need to check. Firstly, that the connection is set to the appropriate environment. And then the ID of the workstream must match the workstream initialization step. So there's a step inside this flow which is entitled Workstream Initialization. And within that, there's JSON. You just need to change the ID associated to ensure it matches the workstream ID of the case workstream we configured earlier. However, fortunately, when creating the case workstream, this actually should all be updated for you. However, if you're not receiving cases in your omni-channel queue, this is definitely one area that I would check. Now, once you've checked all the flow settings, turn the flow on, and we're then able to test. Now to test, we're going to create a case via a flow. But you can also create your case via portal or via converting an activity to a case. Now, cases created manually do not automatically trigger routing rules. So this will not automatically work. You will have to manually configure, apply routing rules in order for it to take effect. Once you've created the case, you'll then be able to see it and pick it, if you've chosen pick as the work distribution mode from the available records within the middle pane in the Omnichannel Engagement Hub. Now I find that this is one of the more straightforward channels to configure in Omnichannel, and hope that this video really helps with everything you may have questions about. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and I'll try to help as much as I can. Thanks.